Thank you for coming back to We the People News. Please subscribe, please leave your thumbs up, and please leave your comments. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for all the support that you give me on this channel, allowing me to do this. Thank you so much. If you did not see Saturday's video, please go back and watch it. I will link it to the end of this video. There's a lot of good stuff on there I don't want you to miss, and it would help me out a lot on YouTube if you watched it. Thank you so much. Well, it's another Monday morning. I hope you had a good weekend. I had a very good weekend. Really didn't do nothing. We went to church and that was about it. But it was a beautiful weekend here and I really enjoyed the time off. I hope Congress will remember to do something good for the American people this week. Even though Congress is out on vacation, maybe they can get something done. They're out on vacation for another 2 weeks. They take more vacations than anybody I know. So if you see some thumbnails on YouTube talking about stimulus checks or raises for Social Security, just know that's a lie because Congress is out on vacation. They're not working. So those people are just trying to get clicks. Do not give them a click. So I just wonder, with this Green New Deal that Joe Biden wants, and it looks like the Democrats wants also, how is all this flying back and forth going home when they're on vacation? And also Joe Biden flying home every weekend to get down in his basement and do God only knows what. But how does all of this help the Green New Deal? How does all of this jet fuel being dispersed in the atmosphere, how does that help our future? I mean, they're so crazy about this Green New Deal, but in words, but in their actions, they're not doing anything to help it. Okay, let's get into this. CNN says that Nancy Pelosi had to postpone her trip to Asia because of COVID. Well, I think she needs to stay here at home and maybe go to the park and feed the birds and maybe take a few snorts of her favorite vodka. I think that would be better for the country if she did that. Did y'all see, or do y'all see what's really happening here though? At first they sent Kamala Harris to go all over the world talking, traveling. But basically all she done was a lot of laughing and basically making a fool of herself. Then they called her back home because they seen how she was messing everything up. So they sent Joe Biden in her place. And he did about the same thing as Harris did. So they called him back home. Now they're trying to send Nancy Pelosi everywhere, and I just thank God she has not been able to go yet because she would really mess things up even worse. Oh yeah, and did y'all see the kiss that Nancy Pelosi gave Joe Biden? But now the White House and the CDC says that wasn't close contact. Well, if that wasn't close contact and she actually kissed him on the cheek, how is she spreading it to those other 8 people at the White House? Don't make sense to me. I mean, well, I guess it does. They're just plain out lying to us. But Nancy Pelosi needs to go home and quarantine herself until it's completely over. She's too old to be getting COVID. It's not good for old people. Okay, the future of this channel. Y'all, the future of this channel going forward, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I know a lot of people don't like what I'm doing, but after all, it's my channel, it's my opinions. Every news channel is biased one way or the other. And I don't see me as being biased. I'm just telling you my view on it. I mean, if you don't like my view, there's plenty of other channels that will blow smoke up your butt, but I won't do that. But going forward, the midterm elections are coming up. There's going to be a ton of information coming out for all of the YouTube channels, even the ones that wants to lie. Y'all, I will always give you the truth, and I will try to cut the election reporting right down the middle, because to tell you the truth, I'm not happy with either side. On the presidential vote in 2024, y'all know I like Trump. Am I in love with Trump? No. So right now, I really don't know who I'm going to vote for, but I can tell you 100% certainty that if the election was tomorrow and it was between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, I would be 100% for Donald Trump. On his bad days, he's 100 times better than Joe Biden, in my opinion. Stimulus checks. You see stimulus checks all over YouTube. You also see raises for Social Security. Y'all, right now there is none. I mean, yeah, a few people are talking about it, but there is nothing seriously happening right now with stimulus checks or Social Security raises. It's a shame because both of those items was campaign promises. But as of yet, 15 months later, nothing. Proposals. There's a lot of proposals floating around right now. Some proposals are talking about stimulus checks. Some proposals are talking about gas vouchers, gas checks, gas cards. They're talking about a whole gamut of things. Y'all, I've told you before, proposals are only as good as the people they're sent to. Until they get signed on the dotted line into law by President Joe Biden, all they are is a piece of paper. Anybody can come up with a proposal. And it's getting closer and closer to midterms, so everybody is going to be submitting proposals trying to make themselves look good. But nothing is happening right now. Nothing. I mean, I've seen YouTubers that says they have checks confirming, they have dates confirming when checks are going to be sent out. I don't know what checks they're talking about, but there is no stimulus checks right now. Food shortages. Y'all, I'm going to talk just a minute about the food shortages. I mean, even the White House is saying that we're going to have food shortages. And you do see indications of that starting to happen in the grocery stores. The best thing that we could do to curb that for our own family, every time you go to the store, buy a few extra canned goods. You don't have to buy a lot. Just every time you go, just buy 4 or 5 extra cans of something. That will help you if the manure really hits the fan and they start rationing food out. Y'all, if worse comes to worse, we can always, I wouldn't want to do this, but if I had to, we could always take a can of vegetables, like a can of corn or something, open it up and eat it straight from the can. Everything that's in those cans is cooked. They're just cold. So if worse comes to worse, we can eat cold canned vegetables. 1 can would be plenty enough for a meal for one person. So buy extra if you can. And if you do have extra money, which hardly nobody does, maybe buy a case of canned goods. That's a case of canned goods would probably be around $10 a case, something like that. And then you could also help your kids or grandkids out with those cases of food if worse comes to worse. I'm not saying it will, but you never know. You have to be prepared. Y'all, I do have a bit of good news for y'all today. For the people that knows my wife from our late night show, Y'all know we almost lost her through that heart attack. Well, she went to the doctor the other day, and the doctor has released her. He says he don't need to see her again for another 2 years. He is very happy with how she's doing, so thank God for that. God is great. At one time, he told me that she wouldn't make it through the day, but now he's released her. Every 2 years is her checkup. Y'all, thank you all for your prayers when she was so sick. Y'all keep your faith in Jesus Christ. He will get us through this. He gets us through everything. We just take it for granted and don't realize it. But every day he wakes us up. And he gets us through the day. What makes you think he's going to stop? He's going to always get us through. Y'all say a prayer for our world. Say a prayer for our country. Say a prayer for our elected officials in Washington. That's a nice way to put it. Say a prayer for everyone around the world hurting through COVID, financial hardship, or any other affliction. Just know I love you all, and I will see y'all again tomorrow. And again, if you see anything about stimulus checks or raises for Social Security in the next 2 weeks, just know it's a lie. Don't click on it. Congress is on vacation. I love you all. Until next time. Ciao.